This is week number 5, and we're talking about detoxification. We're talking about natural health. And the way we talk about detoxification on this channel is that we're talking about your sewer system, which is your lymphatic system. We all have a sewer system in the body, which our 100 trillion cells all dump their toxic waste into, and it needs to be cleaned. And it's really that simple. Most people are literally dying from their own sewage backup. And this is what we talk about, what we focus on. It's really about natural health. It's about returning to the foods that you're supposed to be eating. It's about aligning, or I should say, realigning with natural law. And it's really that simple. And there's so many ways to get distracted. And this would be a great time to talk about Thanksgiving, and and what that entails. I spent Thanksgiving with my family, and we had about 13 of us, and it was quite interesting. I was the one that was designated to bring the salad, and that was not the best choice. I mean, it was a great choice. Don't get me wrong; it was a fantastic choice, but as far as being someone who eats naturally and certainly for raw foods. But my family are not in line with this yet. I'm working on them, but they didn't. They didn't. That they nobody touched it. One person grabbed a little bit of the salad, and that was it. So, but I'm not going to pass any judgment. I do understand that in our culture, Thanksgiving is sort of a time where we get to have a pass. We feel, okay, this is my cheat day. I can do whatever I want. I can eat as much as I want. I can have extra helpings of potatoes and stuffing and more turkey and this and that, and that it's fine. This is my day. So how dare how, how dare you bring health food to the table? But I'm not offended, and it's our culture. And you know what? I mean, culture can be your friend, and it cannot be your friend if it leads you down a bad path, which I believe generally it has. Now, I know for myself, I was a meat eater, and I believed that we needed to eat meat. I believed that we needed meat in order to sustain our bodies. That's why I was a meat eater. And once I realized, and actually once I tried it out for myself, once I had my experiential knowledge of not eating meat and surviving just well, just fine, and I was aware that I didn't need meat, and therefore a lot of things opened up to me. Not just how it's better to not kill animals and eat them. Spiritually, it was a big awakening for me like that. But also, to realign myself with the raw fruits and vegetables, and not eating meat, which is number one, it causes acidosis in the body. It's proteins that are very hard on the kidneys, and the body, believe it or not, has an immunological response to protein. So in many, many ways, this was a great decision. And I got a question so far up here. Now, what did I put in the salad? My dad lives on an island off of California, Catalina. You probably heard of it. It's been in the Doris Day movies and all this. But anyways, he lives over there. He's 87 years old, and he really can't move around too well. So anyways, I brought over the salad stuff, and I went to a lot of trouble. I got everything organic. I got the freshest stuff I could. I really wanted to make an impression. Everybody is a convert potential to me. So I made a fantastic salad. It had beautiful yellow peppers and green peppers and red peppers, and organic hothouse cucumbers, and it had sunflower seeds, and it had raisins, plump organic raisins, and 4 different types of lettuces and some spinach in there, and just all kinds of great things. It's what Gabriel Cousins calls a rainbow salad, and had all the full colors of the spectrum there, and just gorgeous. Really orange carrots, and beets, for that color spectrum, and tomatoes. Beautiful little pearl tomatoes and all that. But nobody ate it. One person took a little bit off of it, and that was it. Well, I rebagged it, and I had salad for the next couple days, which is great. But it was a good lesson to me that a lot of us are really wrapped up in the culture. We're really wrapped up in the culture behind Thanksgiving and the culture behind eating the standard American diet. This is part of our culture, and that this means. It means all kinds of things. It means one estimate is 250 million animals die every day because of this thinking, and which is an issue all in itself. And the amount of resources it takes to raise cattle for pound of meat versus vegetables. It's off the charts as far as water use and also grain use. They grow, I think it's 75% of the grains just to feed the animals so we can have hamburgers. So, there's a lot of issues behind this, but I guess the point is that we have to step out of culture. Now, okay, I didn't want to totally be the alien at the party on Thanksgiving, so I decided that I was going to eat some foods I usually don't eat. And I didn't touch any turkey because it's more of a spiritual thing with me not eating animals. But I did eat cooked food. I had some green beans that had some sliced mushrooms on it and some onion. That was nice. I had some yams, which were good. I was going to have some potatoes, but we didn't have time to cook them. I had some bread. I had a really great cranberry relish that was made. It was really fantastic. That was all raw, I believe. There was some sugar added to it, but it was really wonderful. And then at the end, I had some apple pie, which was fantastic. So I was not a raw guy. I didn't stay to my raw thing. I did have salad as my main course, and I didn't have the turkey. But I tried to be one of the group. I didn't want to be the total alien. I tried to be a bridge. But a lot of fantastic things happened, My brother, let me talk about my brother, okay? He's had a lot of major things go on with him. I believe he was born with weak adrenals, so it caused a lot of chemical imbalance in him, which was diagnosed as all kinds of things. Bipolar disorder and manic depression is part of that, and just all kinds of things. And now, then it moved into diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and now he's type 1, and I hadn't seen him in 6 months, and his belly was so distended. It was just unbelievable. Came out of nowhere. And I know that he has to be 100% on insulin now. They got rid of the metformin and all that, so he's on insulin, and he watches his blood sugar and has to take the insulin. But, I feel really bad for him. I was trying to educate him on this, and, I realize you have to be very, very sensitive. You can't appear as the all-knowing and as the zealot and all this, and you can't attack a person because they know what they're doing. They know. I'll give you an example. There was still some Halloween candy laying around, and my brother was eating it. It was Almond Joys, and I said, wait a minute, you have diabetes, what are you doing eating Almond Joys? And he gave me a scowl look, and I don't blame him, who am I to say? He knows what he's doing. But he was making some really bad food choices, and of course he was going to honor the Thanksgiving ritual, and he had the full thing and probably had extra helpings. So this doesn't help the diabetes. And I did take him aside, and I just said, told him about the raw foods, and he used to have an omega juicer years ago. I reminded him of that, and I said, you don't have to give up. You can turn this around, and a great not an end of this story, but a great side to this story is I got a phone call this morning, and he is ordering another juicer, and he's going to start juicing again, and he's going to turn this around, and which is great. So I guess I was sort of a positive influence by my abstinence. I don't know. But it's really funny. Initially, my experience has been that some people will defend what they're doing, and they will attack me, what appears to be an attack on me. I don't know. I look at it as their subconscious mind, actually. I do get attacked sometimes when I try to maybe overstep my bounds in helping people. It only comes out of my compassion for people and my, will for them to change things. So, anyways, that's a great story. I got a call from a good friend of mine, and this guy he did 30, I think 35 or 36 days straight of Bikram yoga, and he's a juicer and he understands it and he hits it hard, and he he's not feeling too good. He got lost control of himself and went in for the big win on Turkey Day, and overate, and just had one of those cheat days, and before you know it, he probably had a couple helpings, but he's still paying for it. It's now Monday, and he's still paying for it. He's felt just horrible for the last couple of days. And John, if you're out there, God bless you. It's going to turn around. He's going 100% grapes with some lemons, so he'll flush this out. But he says he still feels it in him. He still feels like he has not gotten rid of anything. So, that's the great thing. Once you reach the higher levels of detoxification, your body is going to not let you cheat big. It's going to keep you, keep reins on you, and that's the good and bad news. So if you really do want to cheat, you're going to have trouble, depending on how clean you get. So, anyways, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and if you want to share some stories from Thanksgiving, be my guest. I hope you did well. If you didn't do well, no problem. I mean, it's so easy to get sucked into it. But learn your lessons. Write down your lessons. Wow, hey, I cheated big on Thanksgiving, and because it's ingrained in me, and boy, I paid a price. So learn your lessons and move on. It's all great. And I guess that's the way it is on a cruise ship. I think people go on these cruises to just have a pass also. I've never been on one, but I hear it's just a big food feast, and there's food 24/7. It's all you can eat, and that just doesn't sound like something I want to be a part of. But we as a culture give ourselves passes on certain days and all that, and this was one of them. So let me get to your questions. Let's see. If I sound a little bit stuffed up, I want you to know that I am detoxing right now. So I am wearing the robe. I've been doing a lot of lymphatic herbs, and I also my dad's house is a summer house, so it doesn't have insulation. It's an old house from 1920, and the walls are super thin. So unless you really turn the heat on and close all the windows and doors, you're gonna stay kind of cold, and the heater just really is terrible. It kicks out all this dust and all that. So I just said whatever. So I stayed in a very cold room, and sometimes when you over chill the body, you will kick up a detox. So for me, I can say if that happens, I welcome it. Like Dr. Morse says, go hug somebody with a cold. If you get the mucus kicking up, it's a great sign. It's a way for you to peel back that next layer of the onion. I don't know how deep my onion goes, but I can tell you every time I feel like I've detoxed my body, I go to another level. So I'm welcoming it, and I'm bringing it on, and most of the heavy mucus is passed, which is great, and I'm just kind of at the tail end of it. But I welcome it. I don't take any Dristan or anything like that. I just let it ride. And I say, bring it on. Show me what you got. How deep can we go here? And lung issues just keep coming up. I was on one of those inhalers as a kid. I had asthma, and had a hard time playing on the playground and really running hard and all that. So probably weak adrenals, born with them just like my brother. So, anyways, let's get to your questions and see what we got going on here. Okay. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Hi, Mark. Please talk about what the oh, hold on one sec. Please excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. Hi. Please talk about what the top and bottom numbers of blood pressure reading mean. Does the top number refer to the kidneys or the adrenal? I know you hold Oops, hold on one second. I know you told me earlier. Okay, yeah, this is Lori. Okay, yeah, on the blood pressures, what happens is that uh, the bottom number is the resting pressure. Okay, so that signifies kidneys. Okay, and then the top number is the maximum pump pressure, and that would indicate adrenals. So the target numbers that we're going for are 120 over 60. So 120 on the adrenals, 60 on the kidneys. Okay, so what that means is that let's say let's say that your let's say that your kidneys are at 85, okay, and your top number is at 120. Okay, to get the kidneys back down to what we call normal, you'd have to drop 25 points. Okay, so then you have to take 25 points off the top. That would bring your adrenals down to 90, which would be way too low. So you know, uh, so what happens is that they both kind of move in unison as you detoxify. So you want to kind of achieve that balance. I hope that helps. My particular numbers are, they usually come in at around 68 to 70, and the adrenals come in at around 113 to 117. So I'm a little low on the adrenals, a little high on the kidneys, which is pretty normal. So I need to kind of stretch the rubber band, so to speak. In other words, I need to clear out my kidneys more, get more inflammation out of my kidneys, and I need to strengthen my adrenals. And that's going to be the case with a lot of you, unless you have high blood pressure and things like that. So I hope that answers your question there. 120 over 60 is the target. Top number adrenals, bottom number kidneys. Okay. Hi, Mark. Yay, I made this session. Sorry, I missed most of the session. Question: how to transition to raw and high on fruit diet when my family just wants to have cooked food and I am their chef. Yeah. Oh, hi. Hi. How are you? This is Afe from New Zealand. Yeah, I understand that. The only thing you can do is make two separate meals. Do the or incorporate more of the raw with your family, and try to turn their Titanic around slowly. You know, um, what I always say is it's actually really simple. Just make salad your main course. You can add so many things to the top of the salad. Let's say you're a meat eater. Okay, you haven't given up meat yet. You haven't crossed that line yet. What you can do is you can make a beautiful salad with all the great things in there, which by itself would be a meal, and then you can slice their chicken or their steak on there, or put some shrimp on there or whatever, and and then, or barbecue brisket, all kinds of things that they can put on there until they make their transition. You can put grilled vegetables on there, which is a transition closer to raw. But I would say make two separate meals at this time, and then help make it a bridge where they can bridge themselves back to raw, which is the only way to go in my book. So I hope that helps you. Yeah, sometimes we have to, we don't want to alienate people, but we also have to eat our way too. And I don't know. I feel like I'm on a mission to help people. So yeah, if I can actually gently turn them around through my input in my cooking. I know I did to my daughter, and my daughter is doing so great. I mean, she teaches me a lot. She'll hold me to the line too and say, no, 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 Dad, let's do this. And she's 19, which when I was 19, I was nowhere near that level. So Riley, if you're out there, you're doing great, and you're a true inspiration. And she is an example to all her friends. And she did tell me that she went out with her girlfriend the other night, and they went to a restaurant, and she ate some chimichangas. That was her cheat, and I think those are deep fried burritos, if I'm not mistaken. But they were bean and cheese and all that. She's not a meat eater, But she ate deep fried burritos, and she said, "Oh man, that really hurt me, really bad." So that was her cheat, and that was her price to pay, you know. So I hope that helps, Faye. So yeah, just try to try to turn them around slowly, and I know don't take too big of steps, or you might get snapped at. So, it's amazing, there's these little demons inside of us that can get a little testy when we're challenged. So, um, yeah, I had some theories about that maybe the meat eating demons inside of us, or the bad food demons, can speak out. I know I have them. It's really hard. Me with potato chips or tortilla chips and all that kind of stuff. I like crunchy things, and you might see my hand just automatically grab something that's put in front of me. So it's before you know it, you've got it in your mouth. Say, what am I doing? Okay, whatever. So yeah, we have little tricks we have to do. Okay. Okay. Does adding some lemon and some sweetener, stevia, honey, or agave to Javana tea affect its efficacy? Thanks. I don't think so. I wouldn't think so. Um, yeah, as long as it's all natural, I believe that the plant kingdom, especially the herbs, are just so intelligent. I mean, you can take 10 different herbs and put them in, and they all know where to go. They all say, "I'll see you later. I'm going here and I'm going there," and all that. They're just so intelligent, and they're so specific at what they do, and a lot of these in their job. It's actually amazing. You put it in all in the same inlet, and they just go to work. So I don't think so. I've never done any testing on that, obviously, so I don't know for sure. But you know, um, let me know how it tastes sweetened. I've never sweetened it. Um, I do put some berries in there to make it a little bit sweet. But yeah, I mean, um, yeah, I just use an all natural thing. Let me know, if you come back on next week. Let me know how it tastes, or I might even just try it. I know that the tea has a smoky flavor to it, and that's a lot from the black walnut hull. And incidentally, Dr. Morse just issued a notice that he had to change the formula of his heal all tea and take the black walnut hull out. And I think he's replacing it with pau de arco, which is a South American herb, and of the same type of effects. And so it's getting rare. I luckily have a pretty good supply of the black walnut hull, which is really great. It's a great anti-parasitic, and that's what gives it the smoky flavor. So I hope that helps. Okay, going to move on to the next question here. Thank you, Mark. Good explanation. Okay, good, Lori. Yeah, I might have had my calculation off on the on the kidney adrenal thing, but I'm yeah on the yeah on those numbers. But yeah, you get the point. Yeah, so we want to try and rebalance those numbers, and sometimes it's usually bring the adrenals up, bring the kidneys down. So okay. Thanks, Mark. We're a vegan family already, so that's a good start, I guess. Yeah, that's a great start. So your family's already on the path there, Faye, which is great. Um, yeah, transitioning from cooked to raw, you can do that in baby steps. I mean, I still like a little cooked. It's getting cold here in California, if you can believe that. We've had some nights here in Ventura in the 40s and all that. So I just today made a soup, and I took some parsley, all organic and fresh and all that parsley and spinach, and I took some carrots, and I took some mushrooms, and just heat it not super hot, and just let it all kind of cook together, and then I throw it in the blender. And I can't really eat a lot of it, but it is nice to have a warm little bowl of soup, along with the salad at night, which is great. And sometimes in the morning, it's really super chilly, and I don't use the heater in my house. I would rather just put on a down jacket myself. That's me. The heaters really bother me, but anyways, that first fruit smoothie in the morning can sometimes be a little difficult because the last thing you want to do is put more cold in your body. But um, I get around that by having something hot first. Have a hot tea. If you're a coffee drinker, I don't really recommend coffee. I do like coffee and I do drink coffee. I know it's not the greatest thing. It is one of my cheats. It's one of my I guess it's one of my addictions. I don't know. I just really love the taste, and I love how it turns my brain on. I only have one cup, and I try not to drink it every day, but that's my confession to you. But if you don't want to, because coffee is hard on the adrenals and the kidneys. It's not the greatest thing. If you're detoxing, just cut it out completely. But as part of your normal diet, I mean, I wish I didn't do it, but I I guess if I was a perfect person, I would not be drinking coffee. But that's my confession. But anyways, so have something hot first, and then you can handle your smoothie in the morning. And yeah, at night if you're in cold weather, a nice warm thing of soup can be really really nice. Okay. Um, okay. Does the kidneys just get rid of cellular waste and or digestive waste too? Also, do the bowels just get rid of digestive waste and or cellular waste too? Okay, yeah, that's a great question. The way that I understand it, now, there's so many different viewpoints on this. It's hard to really know. So I'm gonna default to Dr. Morse. Okay, Dr. Morse is a renegade. Dr. Morse goes, you know, has his own research based upon what I call the traditional nature paths, and the ones before the AMA got a hold of that part of healing, and what he says over and over again is that the kidneys filter lymphatic waste, okay, and that the bowels handle the cellular waste, and of course the bulk waste, okay, and does some of it intermingle? Yes, the bowels do get rid of some lymphatic waste. That I've heard Dr. Morse say, and that the medical community agrees with that one too. So, but as far as the kidneys getting rid of cellular waste, yes, to the point that whatever is inside of that lymph system, which is cellular waste, is going to go through the kidneys. Okay. Does it get rid of digestive waste? No, I would not think so. Um, our main digestive waste, the digestive waste of the cells, absolutely. Okay. So yeah, but not the digestive waste that we put in our body. You know, that's handled through the small intestines and colon. Yeah, and what's really interesting is that you can order these charts online that show the lymphatic system, and in these charts, they're medical charts, they're really well drawn and all that, and they're laminated and they're beautiful. Got them off of Amazon, but there's no connection to the kidneys for the lymph system. When you go and buy that lymph chart, they don't show a connection to the kidneys. Now, is this because they don't want us to know this, or is this because they don't know it? They don't have a clue. I mean, you would think that would be a clear connection there, when you actually examine the human body. So that's a bit of a mystery, and I've heard Dr. Morse talk about that mystery as well. Um, According to him, it's a clear connection. The lymph system is filtered by the kidneys, mostly. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. So this is why kidney filtration is so important. And any of you that have had kidney filtration will know that you see it. I mean, you see you see the stuff come out of there. You see the white clouds come in there. And when you're using, especially when you're using lymphatic herbs, I mean, when you're moving lymph and your kidneys are opened up enough to filter them out to get rid of the waste, you see it. And I can tell you from my personal experience that the minute I got kidney filtration, my prostate inflammation went down that day, that particular day. So this is real. This is really real. And there's been a lot of reports of people, once they get filtration, a lot of things happen. A lot of inflammation leaves their body. Mostly first, the inflammation that leaves you first is the things closest to the kidneys. The hardest things to detoxify and move stagnant lymph out of are going to be your extremities. Just so you know that. So I hope that helps you. Okay. 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 So how do we keep you compassion and inspiration to help others when the world is so brainwashed and ignorant? Okay. How do I keep my compassion? I guess, Afe. I usually don't talk about my spiritual life too much, but I'm gonna tell you right now here that that as I detoxed more and more, I opened up more spiritually. And what I mean by that is I felt more connected to the higher power, if you will. I got more wisdom, more aha moments. You know those moments where you're standing in the shower or you're taking a walk and all of a sudden, something that you had a question about just comes in and you go, aha, oh yeah. So that started happening quite a bit. And then I was seeing a lot of suffering in my friends and my family and in people. And it really started to bother me. I really, really wanted to help. I mean, I almost felt selfish. I had fibromyalgia and I was going down. I was really hurting. And I was losing my mobility. I was losing my edge. And as a skier and a surfer and a very active person, I really, you would call it, I think you'd call it prayed for a miracle. I didn't want to be taking ibuprofen. I know that's really hard on the liver. And I didn't want to be on pharmaceuticals. And so I really asked for a miracle, if you will. And that was answered. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna return the favor. I'm going to return the favor. I'm going to use my knowledge, from navigating this and getting it and finding relief to help others. And so yeah, one of the things about being raw and detoxifying is you detoxify, everything. You detoxify spiritually and physically. So you'll feel more compassion for people, and you'll get inspiration. You really will. Once you start being thankful and have gratitude for your healing, this will come naturally. You'll want to share it, and this has been my experience, and I believe it'll be yours, or maybe it has been. I hope it has been. So yeah, when I see suffering and I see how simple it is for people to turn their lives around, for them to step out of the pack, to go raw, to embrace this realignment with natural law. It's just so simple. And once people get it, the light switches on, and then hopefully they become a voice as well to help others. I know it sounds all corny and all that to some, but that's how I get it. I get my inspiration by realizing that that I was given a pass, and then I can help others with that. So I guess I'm just keeping my end of the bargain here, and I'm just I'm a messenger of this fantastic call it technology. And thanks that thank whoever. There were 3 people that told me about Dr. Morse right within a week or two, and that was a sign I needed to look up this guy. So thankfully I was led by by something to Dr. Morse, and I immediately clicked on to him, and I hope that people that are led to me will click into me also. I'm basically just a voice for Dr. Morse also, because I align with him as well as far as his ideas and technology and all that. It all makes complete sense to me. So I hope that helps you. I hope you find your inspiration. I hope you find your compassion. I have a feeling, Afe, that you are a compassionate soul, and that you do find inspiration. And yeah, I wouldn't let the world get you down. I mean, there are a lot of brainwashed people, and sometimes it does appear hopeless. But the planet, quite frankly, is waking up in a very, very fast way. There's a lot of signs of that, and the powers that shouldn't be are really freaking out. That's why you're seeing a lot of things go down right now. They're trying to show their hand that they're the boss, and they're gonna increase their hold on us. And by trying to shut down the internet, this uh, TPP, this new trade agreement, is really coming after free speech and all these kinds of things, claiming copyright law and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, the more pressure they put on us, the more it shows that we're over the target, and yeah, we're gonna win. There's no question about it. We just have to have more people out there, more soldiers out there speaking the truth, and with the internet, it's just such a great tool for that. And I don't think there's anybody that is incapable of embracing this once they get it. I mean, like I said with my brother. I mean, my brother called me this morning. What a miracle! What a miracle that is. So yeah, just be an example. Just do the best you can, and live as cleanly as you can, and gently tell people things. And then if they ask, then you can just go ahead and lay it down. But yeah, they have to ask pretty much. You can't force this on anybody. They actually have to come to you because they have to do the work. This is not a pill you're taking. This is not a therapy appointment that you go to. This is you. This is you with the reins. You have to do the heavy lifting. You have to go into the healing crisis. You have to do the heavy lifting. You have to go through those emotional detoxifications and those physical detoxifications. So this isn't for everybody, but it is for everybody. It's not for everybody at this stage in their life, but everybody needs it. So do the best you can in reaching out. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Okay, Lori, is apple cider vinegar okay to drink? I like to make the Bragg's vinegar tea at night when I feel cold. I use raw honey along with vinegar and hot water. Um, a lot of people love this Bragg's apple cider vinegar. It has so many uses. I use it. I make a salad dressing. I make a raw tahini salad dressing, and the recipe is on my website under recipes. So I don't really have a problem with apple cider vinegar. I think it is alkalizing, if I'm not mistaken. Um, it is a ferment, though. I think in small amounts it should be fine. Um, I think if you're detoxing, though, if you're going through, really hitting it hard on a detox, you want to stay as close to pure fruit as you can. For your everyday diet, I really don't see a problem with it. Um, I'll do more research on that and let you guys know about the apple cider vinegars. I know there's so many great things that are touted about it, and it is live and living. It has the mother in it, so it has enzymes and probiotics and all those things like that. But the point with probiotics is that I know I say this over and over again, but you can't keep bacteria out of the body. Bacteria is your friend. Bacteria proliferates in the gut, in the GI tract. So you can't keep it out of the body. And when you're eating correctly, when you're eating raw living foods, your gut flora is going to return back to where it needs to be. And so you don't really need to add probiotics. So if you're drinking it for a probiotic use, you really don't need it. And as far as enzymes go, and when your glands, especially your pancreas, are balanced and cleaned out, if the mucus is drained out of these glands and they come back online to the strength they need to be and rebalance, then you don't need enzymes. If you're taking digestive enzymes to digest your food, it's a sign that your pancreas is down. So, know that. Um, I use the reason why I use Bragg's vinegar in my salad dressing is it actually, the recipe I think called pardon me, it called for a red wine vinegar, and I decided to use the Bragg's because it was live and living. So yeah, no, vinegar is a great flavor and it really helps the dressing. So I would say small amounts, and if you're not detoxing, you know um, uh, you know if you love that tea and that's great, maybe that's your cheat. Go for it. Okay, I hope that helps, Lori. But I'll look more into the Brags. I don't really see much trouble with it though. Okay, how do you know when you are finally healthy, or do you have to basically detoxify all the time, on and off? Well, that's a great question, and I don't know if you're ever done detoxing. To be honest with you, excuse me, I'm gonna have my orange juice here. Speaking of that, it's funny. Just when you think you're at the highest levels of detox, you go ahead and kick up another, little round of healing, like I just did. It's like an onion. How many layers of the onion do you have? I don't know. I have a thing, always be detoxing. I think it's a lifelong thing, to be honest with you. I think number one, in this industrial society, I mean, we're subjected to so many toxins that we don't even know about. I mean, I just actually cleaned my computer, my desktop computer. The amount of dust that was in those fans is unbelievable. I mean, they're just so. I mean, this stuff is floating around. It's invisible. I don't see it, but this thing is just gets full of dust in a few months. So imagine what we're breathing in, and that's just the breath, and that's just dust. I mean, imagine all the microparticles. They're talking about all these little things from Fukushima and all this. So, yeah, the body does naturally detoxify unless you're really blocked up, but we are taking in more toxins than we should be if we lived in a truly natural world, which we don't. More and more we live in a fake world. I mean, we like Terence McKenna said, they're basically turning the world into one big airport concourse. So so it's I say always be detoxing. To certain levels, you don't have to go crazy with it, but yeah, I think that for me, um, I said to myself, okay, I need another round of detoxification, and I'm going to hit it hard. I'm going to do a lot of fruit, and I'm going to do a lot of lymphatic herbs. So I started hitting it hard with that, and then when I got into the cold room and I chilled my body down, bam, it kicked it in. So I just went ahead and uncovered another layer of the onion. Now, I have a video on my site called "Where's All This Mucus Coming From?" and to think all these buckets and buckets of mucus are in your body, it would not be right. What happens is you just through lymphatic herbs and through a heavy fruit, you're going to uncover another layer of acids and toxins, okay, in your body, and it's going to then be hit with mucus, right? Mucus is protective, so you're going to be hit with more mucus, and then that mucus has to come out of the body, and so when you start seeing the mucus happen, this is a great sign. This is a sign that you have peeled off another layer of the onion and you're doing the work. So yeah, I think it's when you think that you're done, go on a 10-day lemon juice fast and see what kicks up. With some lymphatic and kidney herbs and see what kicks up, or you know do a lot of rounds of the GI broom, or do the upper circulation herbs. As soon as you get your gut clean, you got to clean that gut before that head will drain. You'd be surprised how long it takes to get the head drained. There's so much stuff up there for most people. I mean, I look at a lot of eyes, and man, it's like most people, most eyes I see over age 40, they've got a lot of work to do up there, and this can take a while to drain out. So yeah, I think I think it to return to a I think to return to what is widely accepted as health, it doesn't take that long. A lot of things start reversing very quickly. But to get to the levels of health that I believe we're capable of, it can take a while. And I'm talking about superior health. I'm talking about the possibility of living to 110, 120. I'm talking about not having these degenerative diseases. Not being on hunched over at 70 and using a walker or hip degeneration or knee degeneration or cataracts and all these things. The list is so long. So I'm talking about real superior health, and yeah, to do that after 40 or 50 or 60 years of eating sewer clogging foods, yeah, it could take some time, and it could be it's probably a lifelong process if you want to know the truth. One thing that I just reminded me, I mean, especially with my family, I mean, you and I see it with friends and I see it with clients too. I mean, we as human beings cannot be aware of our suffering. You know, I mean, I'd have people with they can barely walk. I mean, they're so sore all the time, and they get migraine headaches all the time. And you know, uh, when you really talk to them, they say, "There's nothing wrong with me." It's like, what? There's nothing wrong with you? My dad, God bless him, he's he's had everything, heart attacks, strokes, all these things, and I try to tell him to get on this program. It's not too late. He's 87. Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I go, what do you mean? Oh, it's just part of aging. Well, okay. Well, his hearing loss started in his 50s. Eyesight was going down in his late 50s, early 60s. All, what is normal aging? I don't think that's normal aging as far as how we were designed. So to say, that any ailment that comes in after 40 is normal aging, I'm not buying that. So, we need to wake up to our suffering. We need to not have excuses of age for our suffering. No, your hips are going down. I don't care what age you are. Your eyes are going down. I don't care what age you are. Cataract's a cataract. I don't care when it comes in. Hearing loss. Fibromyalgia, lupus, Lyme's, arthritis, is all these things. And a lot of young people are having their GI tract issues, their irritable bowels and Crohn's disease and all these things at young ages. Cancer, kids being born with cancer now. Age is not an excuse, and I hope at 110 I'm not making excuses, and I hope you aren't either. So yeah, let's always be detoxing. Let's always think about detox. Let's always move lymph. Let's always clean this place out. Keep the sewer clean. It's like changing your oil every 3,000 miles. Let's keep that flowing. Keep the flow going. Keep the life energy flowing. Adhere to the natural laws. And even though we're being bombarded by all these crazy things, Fukushima radiation and you know bisphenol A in the plastics and all these things are saying that are in the vaccinations, like mercury and all that. And they even came out and said mercury is good for you. I mean, come on. It's supposedly an adjuvant which increases the power of the vaccination. But come on, mercury, they're putting that in the vaccinations, which goes directly into your bloodstream. I mean, we are attacked on so many levels. Read the labels of a lot of the food. So yeah, I keep the detox going. Take breaks, cheat a little bit, keep your sanity, but get ready, regroup for the next round. And every once in a while, just go in for a real round. Go in with Muhammad Ali. Every once in a while, and really go in for a real round of detox. And gauge your strength. Sometimes you feel like doing a really really deep detox. Other times you feel like just kind of doing a gentle one. So don't be too hard on yourself, but always be detoxing and move your lymph and try not to eat the clogging foods. So hope that helps. Let's see. Oh, hold on, I'm backed up here on my questions here. I'm glad you guys are asking so many great questions. Thank you very much. I hope these answers are helping you guys. Can you talk about hypothyroidism and and if TSH can be lowered naturally? Okay, well, that's a bit of a confusing question to me. You're probably talking about hyperthyroidism, right? Because the TSH, in case you guys don't know, TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone that comes from the pituitary gland. So if it's sending too much TSH to the thyroid, you're going to have hyperthyroid, and then hypo would be an underactive thyroid. So I'm going to assume that you meant. I'll assume you meant. Oh, here, maybe that's underactive. Yeah, that would be that'd be hypo. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah. I guess they're two separate questions. I'm sorry. I was trying to think you were thinking about one. Okay, so yeah, a weak thyroid can be caused from a weak pituitary that's not giving enough TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. So it could stem from that. So you'd have to detoxify the pituitary gland, okay? And you would do that with of course, detoxification, 4-way lymphatic detoxification, sewer cleaning. And I'm gonna repeat this, okay? The 4 are getting the kidneys filtering, moving lymph, cleaning the GI tract, and cleaning and rebalancing the endocrine glands. Those are the 4 areas that you want to do all at the same time, okay? You want to, with the pituitary, you want to also go into the head. Nothing's going to drain from the head unless the bowels are clean, because the bowels are the trunk of the tree, the GI tract, okay? So you want to get into the head with the upper circulation and brain and nerve herbs and move lymph up there. And you also want to hit the neurolymphatic points and drain, in the back of the neck also, and drain the head, candle the ears, things like that, to drain that head out. And that'll help the pituitary rebalance. Now, if it is truly a thyroid problem and it's hypo or hyper, same thing. That thyroid gland is clogged with lymph and needs to be detoxified. Okay, and the general detox will do that. And when you're using the endocrine balance formula and all that, you'll rebalance those endocrine glands. And detoxification, moving lymph, moves it throughout the body, and inside those glands, it's going to clean that out and help that gland rebalance and go back to where it should be. So yeah, TSH can be lowered, or I just call it rebalancing. It's really funny, because when you detoxify, the glands will go back if they're hyper or hypo. In other words, if they're underactive or overactive, they will rebalance themselves for the most part. If you're having trouble rebalancing glands, detox more or look at that pituitary. Because if that pituitary, the master endocrine gland, is down, you can't get any of those other ones to really rebalance. So I hope that answers your question there. And yeah, good luck with that, okay? Okay, next question. Becky wants to know if a hydrochloric acid supplement is okay to stay on while she is detoxing. A hydrochloric acid supplement. Yeah, Becky and I talked about this. The hydrochloric acid is, I'm assuming, yeah, she's taking this for acid reflux, and we talked about this. What hydrochloric acid helps digest proteins, mostly meats. So if you cut out meat eating and high protein eating, you're gonna lower the pancreas is not gonna kick out as much as that. If it's a pancreatic imbalance, you want to go after that. Acid reflux can also be from the pancreas not making enough sodium bicarbonate, which is a natural antacid that the pancreas makes. So it makes the hydrochloric acid and the sodium bicarbonate to counter the hydrochloric acid, to not get that stomach too acidic where it would burn the stomach and give you ulcers and things like that. So yeah, detoxification will help that. As far as a hydrochloric acid supplement, I would work with your doctor on that. I can't really tell you to not take things, that have been prescribed by other people. But if it was me, I used to have a whole cabinet full of supplements, and I have none now. I just have the herbs and all that. So I got off of all mine. I'm letting nature take over. One thing that I truly believe in, along with Dr. Morse, is that I believe in holistically. I believe in whole foods and in whole herbs and whole supplements. I don't like to isolate chemistry. I don't like to pull out like the vitamin C out of the rose hip and all that. I'd rather give me the whole thing. Give me the whole fresh natural thing. If I can, with the herbs, of course, they're dried and all that, unless you're chopping them up on your salad or making your drinks and all that. But for the most part, the herbs are dried. But give me the whole herb. Don't pull out the constituents. Okay. I don't know what's in the hydrochloric acid supplement. I know you had a really great thyroid a glandular you were taking. It had some really great stuff in there. So anyways, yeah, let me know what's in there and let's talk about that, okay? But the answer, of course, is to just detoxify and rebalance those endocrine glands and as naturally as you can, and let nature take over. But we can talk about that more. I can kind of give you what I would do. I mean, if you're really getting a lot of acid reflux and that's really helping, the only thing that's helping you. Sometimes what I believe is that, I'll give you an example. So a lot of people they're having a hard time gaining weight, and they're putting all this food in their body, and even though they're on the GI broom and they're cleaning out, they're getting more absorption, they're still having a hard time with weight. And sometimes it's pancreatic. They're not producing enough enzymes to digest the food. So what we do is we get them on enzymes, and then they get their digestion, they get their weight starts coming up, and then we try to titrate. In other words, move them off slowly. So the pancreas doesn't become lazy. These glands will go to sleep on you. They will kick back and say, wait, why am I doing all the work? I mean, this guy's giving me, gal's giving me everything I need. I don't need to do my work. So we have to be careful about that. But yeah, we can, you can move off of things slowly as you detoxify, as you strengthen these glands. You can, you can do that. So yeah, let's talk about that. I'll help you out with that. Okay. Let's see. Do you have experience or know much about flower essences? I was having an issue. I was having some neuralgia in my teeth, and I was moving a lot of lymph in my head, and for some reason it just kicked up the nerve all along the side of my jaw here. I mean, every tooth along the line it was intense pain. And I got some flower essences. I got some bergamot. Bergamot is something else. I know that's not a flower, but I think it's an orange type thing. But anyways, I found relief. I mean, it really helped me. I know that Dr. Morse uses a company called Running Fox Farms for flower essences. And he has mentioned a couple, some yarrows and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so they can be helpful, especially for calming you down. I mean, a lot of people have anxiety issues that are really adrenal issues, but in the interim, as they're trying to get their adrenals rebuilt and getting more neurotransmitters, especially their dopamines and serotonins, their feel-good chemicals back, that flower essences really help. And they can help with pain and anxieties and things like that. So yeah, I'm all for it. I don't really have a lot of experience with them, but it did bring me comfort with the neuralgia in my teeth. It really truly did. So I'm going to experiment more with them. And yeah, but look up Running Fox Farms. And yeah, you guys report back. I mean, hopefully we're all in this together. We can all share. Let me know your experiences with the flower essences, and if you know of Running Fox Farms. But uh, but Dr. Morse likes those. So yeah, for calming and all that. I play I played around with certain things, and in the mountains near me, up in Ojai, we have we have uh, mugwort, and I'll pick the mugwort, and I'll take some of it and I'll rub it in my hands, and I'll sniff it real deeply, and then I'll put it in my pillow, and my God, do I have the most fantastic dreams? I mean, really out of body experiences. So that is a fantastic, I guess it's an essence. So yeah, I think there's a lot of magic in the plants. I think there's a lot we still need to learn about the plants. And yeah, the plant world is absolutely amazing. The plant world is full of healing energy and healing spirits. So yeah, let me know. Let's hopefully we get some reports back from you all. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see what else we got. I hope that answers your question, Afe. I love eating tomatoes. They are a veggie fruit. Would it be okay to eat tomatoes as part of a detoxing program? Yeah, make sure they're ripe, because unripe tomatoes are super acidic. I'm not a big, I mean, I like them on the salads, but I can't just eat a whole bunch of them like that. Cooked tomatoes are really acidic. Yeah, tomatoes, I guess they're okay. They're not my highest choice. Um, I don't, I don't really know how much, fruit sugar is in there. Um, I know they're full of a lot of vitamin C. I think they're fine. Um, I like, for detoxification, I really love the grapes. The grapes are just, they're so sweet and so easy to eat. They're so energetic and they're so cleansing, and they're so powerful. You know, that's my favorite. And I love oranges. I love orange juice. I'm gonna have another drink for that. But those are my particular choices. Um, but I'm sure they're part of the subacid fruit category, so I'm sure they would do fine. It's just, can you eat enough tomatoes, to really get in there and cleanse? I don't know. If you're mixing them together, I guess that's fine. Interesting, yeah, but they are part of the subacids, which are a very powerful group of detoxifiers. Of course, the citrus is the highest. Your lemons are the highest, and your oranges and limes and things like that. So, um, yeah. So I hope that answers your question there. Uh, yeah, if you love tomatoes that much, you can eat a bunch of them. Go for it. Yeah, they're detoxifying. Okay. Let's see. Would it be okay to eat tomatoes? Okay. Thanks, Mark. Great info. Hold on. Let's see if there's any more questions down here at the bottom. No. Oh, look at that. We're actually out of time and we're out of questions. Um, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. This is great. I didn't have time to really promote this, and we still got 10 or 15 people coming in, which is great. I'm really happy about that. And I hope you guys learned a lot tonight, and that I've answered some of your questions, and mostly that I've been inspirational to you to carry on and do the work here. That's really what I want to do. Oh, hold on. We have one more question that just came in. Thanks, Mark. I got some flower essences to help with my anxiety and insomnia. We'll let you know how it goes when they arrive. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, let me know. I really appreciate that. And Richie Mazzetta, great info. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, awesome, Richie. Hope you're doing great on yours, and hopefully your Thanksgiving wasn't too big of a cheat there. And Rafa Steve, thanks, Mark. Yeah, I really love sharing this knowledge, and I love you guys sharing your knowledge with me as well. And yeah, I just want to inspire you guys all, and I'll be back next Monday, and hopefully you guys eat a lot of raw food, and keep your sanity, have cheats, and get creative with your cheats, to make them less of a cheat, and listen to your body, and and go in for a good round of detox every once in a while, and just try to keep it really simple and basic. It is very, very simple. Just realign with the natural world here, and just try to stay organic and try to stay as natural in all aspects of your life as possible. That would be my advice. Okay, so we will see you next week, and until then, take care. Bye bye.